Hey everyone, what's up? Dane here from Moving to Canada. I am here bringing you our second news video of the week because we've had a little bit more immigration news take place since that express entry draw on Wednesday. So I've got two updates for you guys today. First, we're going to be covering the results of a surprise express entry draw that took place yesterday, late in the day on Thursday, August 6th. And then we also had Canada release some new jobs numbers earlier today. So I'm going to give a little bit of an update on the Canadian economy, how the labor market's doing, who's getting jobs, all that fun stuff that I know is really important if you are considering a move to Canada or if you're living here and trying to make things work amidst this crazy pandemic that we're all trying our best to get through. So let's hop right into the updates. As I said yesterday, we had a bit of a surprise express entry draw take place. This was yesterday, Thursday, August 6th. And the draw was a bit of a special one. It was limited to candidates in Canada's Federal Skilled Trades Program. Okay, so only tradespeople who qualify for FST were considered in yesterday's draw. It was a small draw. Only 250 invitations were issued, and the minimum CRS score cutoff was 415 points. Now, that might sound like a low cutoff score if you're paying attention to all program draws or even the CEC draws that are taking place. But for FST, that's actually a pretty high CRS score cutoff for an FST-specific draw. A little bit of context there. Canada usually does one or two federal skilled trades draws each year. The reason behind this being that the minimum eligibility criteria in order to enter the pool as a trades candidate corresponds most often to having a lower overall CRS score. What this means is that in order for Canada to actually be having tradespeople successfully entering Canada through express entry, they have to do these specific draws. Otherwise, in most draws, most trades candidates are beat out by candidates in the FSW program or in the Canadian Experience Class, CEC. So that's why we see these FST draws take place, and that's also why we see the cutoff score that corresponds with the FST draws being a bit lower than what we'd see with all program draws or even with the CEC specific draws. So that's the big news out of express entry this week. This was, of course, the second express entry draw of the week. We had one take place on Wednesday as well. So all in all, there were more than 4,000 invitations to apply issued through express entry this week, which is the biggest weekly total that we've seen in the last couple of months, at least since COVID started interfering with express entry back in March of this year. Now, our other big update today is related to the Canadian economy. We had StatsCan, Statistics Canada, release a bunch of new data this morning about Canada's jobs performance in the month of July, so last month. And based on the numbers that came out, we do have reasons to be, cautiously optimistic about the outlook for the Canadian economy and the Canadian jobs market. In the month of July, Canada added 418,000 new jobs. This resulted in the unemployment rate continuing to decrease. So it was at 12.3% in June. In July, it dropped down to 10.9%. So that decrease is definitely a good thing. In any other context, 10.9% unemployment would be indication that something has gone terribly wrong. Of course, amidst COVID-19, 10.9 unemployment makes sense. It's not great, but the fact that we are slowly decreasing the unemployment in the country is a good sign. I think it's about 5 points higher now than it was back in February before COVID really demolished economies around the world. We also saw most of the positions that were added in the month of July being added in part-time positions. So I think it was about 350,000. And you can check the exact numbers. I'll pop a link in the description to our Canada Jobs Report. So if you want all the data and provincial data, everything really broken down in detail, you can click that link. But most of the positions that were added in July were part-time work. That does make a lot of sense considering that A lot of the positions that were lost early on in COVID were part-time positions in industries like retail sales, hospitality, restaurant industries, where a lot of employees are working on a part-time basis. So we're now seeing sort of a corresponding increase in part-time employment, a higher ratio than full-time employment as Canada goes through its economic recovery. Now, this economic recovery, the additional jobs, it's being credited in large part to Canada's response to COVID. The country seems to have, I say this and I need to knock on wood, seems to have the virus relatively under control at this point in time. Most places around the country have opened up. I think the major hotspots of Toronto and Montreal are maybe the places to watch if you're wondering what the fall is going to look like, but even in those two cities, things have opened up to a significant degree compared to where we were at through April and May. So that's definitely good news. Of course, it's hard to predict what's going to continue to happen in the future, what could happen in the fall and the impact that could have on the economy, but do believe cautious optimism is in order in response to the promising numbers that we had come out in today's jobs report. We're not out of the woods yet, but we are slowly marching towards some semblance of normal here in Canada. So, as always, if you do have questions about the express entry numbers, about the jobs numbers, anything that we've covered in this video, drop your questions into the comments section. We'll try to come back and answer a few of those later on. If you like these sorts of videos, if you want to get more news and updates from us, hit the subscribe button so you get notified when we post new stuff. Hit the like button. Just show us a little love. We always appreciate that. And once again, as always, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. Happy to bring you these updates, and we'll see you next time there's a Canadian immigration news or update that comes out.